We just saw a Carl's Jr. go by, but black and whites and hot pursuit, lights and sirens on this Christmas day. We get no holiday. We get no holiday from crime on Christmas. So now you see those black and whites trying to get the driver of this car to pull over. At least the good news is he seems to be slowing down. Actually, a little bit of a California stop there at that stop sign. So now on surface streets, off of the 5, and this is north of Gorman. Looks to be slowing down a little bit, so perhaps this person is giving a thought about pulling over. Not yet. From what we're able to see, fast food restaurants, this is what they typically just call an area where you can gas up the car, get a quick bite to eat, and then pop right back on the freeway. What we know historically is that people tend to get off in areas that they know. So perhaps this person knows this area off of the 5, or is he back on the freeway?
What's that? He's off the freeway. He's at Gorman Post Road.
Gorman Post Road.
Let me check it out.
Gorman Post Road is what I'm being told.
Post Road.
Gorman Post Road. So it looks like it runs parallel to the freeway. Forgive me for being so rough and ready around here, but we are doing this by the seat of our pants today as we watch this along with you. But as many as 4 black and white, CHP, now the lead agency on this, on a report that was initially called in, LAPD Hollywood Division, stolen vehicle, 1 driver, 1 passenger in a white Lexus, looks to be a newer car. So we don't know where this person is headed at this hour, if he's just trying to elude authorities or if he has an actual destination in mind. The fact that he got off the freeway would indicate to me that he or she might have an idea of where he or she hopes to end up. But this area out here is, it's not heavily populated. So you can drive a long way and not see another car, and thankfully not see another human being, not, pedestrian danger. All of that is diminished when you get into this area where we have wide spaces. So that's what we're watching right now. This is a frontage road that was initially parallel to the 5 freeway that now seems to be traversing through some of the more open country. And we are staying with this as long as we can maintain our live position above it. This is now north of Gorman, and this area wide open. If you stay with it, it could potentially take you all the way to Sacramento if you stay on the 5. But this is Gorman Post Road, and this white SUV driven by a man or a woman with a passenger is still going along at a good clip. We don't know what kind of communication there's been with the CHP and the driver. Usually there are attempts between the lead agency, sometimes several agencies, to reach out to the driver and try to convince them to pull over. Often there is something that occurred prior to the taking of the car, some type of crime. The actual crime itself, of course, the alleged crime is that this car was stolen. Someone did call it in back in the Hollywood area. So we don't know what led up to it. There's usually a backstory, which we find out later.
He went off the road.
Now he is pulling over off the road, slowing down, looks... Okay, we're looking to see how this is going to conclude. Now almost at a dead stop. Not going to outrun these people. The black and white's right behind him. He's pretty much cornered now. We don't know if he knows where he is or perhaps he's lost. Okay, now probably just going about 10, 20 miles per hour. Out in the middle of an agricultural area. Oh, there goes the fence. And people are reacting in the newsroom to the fence being mowed over on this Hollywood, what started out as a Hollywood chase, and could be a scene out of a movie, quite frankly. So here he is now on a dirt road, still going along at a pretty good clip. It's a good thing he's in an SUV and not low to the ground, because I would imagine after the rains we've been having that road is not too even. Okay, now stopping. almost at a stop, wheels turning, mud on the wheels, now encircled by black and white, CHP, maneuvered around them. Well, whoever is behind the wheel apparently is committed to seeing this through. So here we are on a country road on Christmas Day with the police chase going on north of Gorman in the middle of nowhere, and he's now coming to a stop or maybe just having difficulty getting over this rough terrain. Keep in mind, we've had a lot of rain this year, so there's mud, there's debris, and as I'm watching, it looks as though the wheels of his vehicle are spinning and he's not necessarily moving forward when he wants to. I'm sure Lexus right now is watching along with us, seeing how their car performs under less than ideal conditions. So there you have it, what looks to be a newer SUV, white Lexus, that we are told was stolen, now at a stop. Oh, there we go. Tipping over. On this Christmas, the black and whites move in. They think they've had quite enough of this. Wheels spinning on that stolen white SUV. You see the CHP. There they are. They take that protective stance behind the door. They use it as a shield. The person in the car has been stopped not only by the highway patrol car, but by the tree. So far, no movement in that car. We haven't seen anybody attempt to get out. We see the wheels, at least on the right, they were still turning. One would think that they would not be able to get out of that driver's door because of the impact. And you saw that the CHP officer was motioning, making a movement to get out. Now you've got backup. Weapons extended. This is all a protective stance, all protocol. Now opening the door for the person or people to get out of that vehicle. Now being pulled out of that vehicle.
This is unusual. They normally don't ever walk up and just...
Right. It is unusual for an officer to go up and open the door like that. We don't know the condition of the people inside now, though. There's one pulled to the ground.
All right, cool. I have her doing online streaming.
Is there a second person in the vehicle? Can we still confirm that?
What I heard from the scanners originally was just one person.
Okay, well it looks to be just the one who was pulled to the ground. 3 CHP officers right there putting the cuffs on this person and pulling him up.
Awesome.
All right, and you watched it live right here on foxla.com and Facebook Live as we saw a chase that took place on Christmas Day that started in the Hollywood Division, LAPD. It was said to be a stolen vehicle, and it took us all the way up the 5 and then off of the 5, north of Gorman, on a road that ran parallel to the freeway and then eventually took us on country roads. So while it's Christmas Day and we would like everything to be peaceful and merry and bright, crimes still do exist and they happen. In fact, we actually see a